Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katrie and today we're going to be going over my quarterly 2 book stats. Alright guys, so as I said, we're just going over some of my stats from the months of April, May, and June. So for the second quarter of the year. I love doing this. I love just kind of seeing where I'm at, how I did the last quarter. So I'm just doing a little bit of like a roundup, and these are like statistics. I'm not going to be going deep into individual books. I do have some other videos about that in particular. So if you're more interested in that, probably just hop on over there. Okay. So in total for the month of April, May, and June, I read a total of 38 books, which I feel like is pretty good. You know, I read a total of 10,787 pages. Guys, that's absolutely insane to me. Like, how is that even possible? I listened to 4 hours and 54 minutes worth of an audiobook. And so I kind of like did this up. I only listened to one audiobook in the 3-month span. I don't do audiobooks a lot. And I read 9 ebooks, which I've been trying to do ebooks more. So, you know, that's not bad at all. And then I read 28 physical books. So for the genres, I've got a little rundown here. I read 14 romance, 3 graphic novels, 3 children/middle grade, 3 mystery, 2 or mystery thriller, and then 2 sci-fi, 2 classics, 2 manga, 4 Christian nonfiction, 2 historical fiction, 1 fantasy, and 2 literary fiction. This is just, I feel like I have a very good and wide range here. I definitely read the most romance though. I also looked at my average star rating through Storygraph, and that was 3.74 just so far for the year. I couldn't figure out if I could pinpoint it down to like the month, but just overall, my average has been 3.74, and I guess that's why I've been kind of feeling a little meh about my year so far, because I'm averaging under a 4 star. It'd be really great if my average could come up a little bit. But I did want to talk about a few things with my reading goal for the year. So my reading goal was originally 50 books. I moved that up to 75 in the last quarter because I was doing so well. And I actually moved it up again this quarter up to 100 because I've also just been doing so well. And so right now at the halfway mark here at the end of June, I am sitting at 56 out of 100 books towards my reading goal. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. I also have a personal reading goal to read at least 12 Christian nonfiction books. So at least 1 Christian nonfiction a month, which I have a women's Christian nonfiction book club that I do. So as long as I stick to that, I should read at least 1 nonfiction Christian book a month. And I have been sticking to this really well. In total for the year, I've read 8 of those 12. So I've actually read a couple extra on top of those. So I'm really excited about that. Even if I were to miss some, I would still meet my goal, but I don't think I'm gonna miss any. So yes, I'm going to surpass that, I'm pretty sure. Another one of my goals is just to read as much as I possibly can off my physical TBR, because guys, I have a lot of books. I have a lot of books on my physical TBR. I am sitting at 122 physical books on my TBR right now, I believe. I really would love to get it down under 100 by the end of the year, and I'd love to get it 80 or under, honestly. That's like my ultimate goal, that as long as I get it under 100, I will be like, okay, you did pretty good. I haven't completely went on a book buying ban this year, but I have been restricting myself a lot and not getting as much. I've been a lot more particular on the books because I've been realizing that there have been some books that I've bought and gotten and I'm not as interested, or they don't turn out as well. And so I'm trying to be a lot more selective with my picks of what I physically buy. And so I've been proud of myself. I've been doing pretty well at restricting myself and not buying nearly as much and researching books a little bit more thoroughly. So I'm proud of myself for that. But overall, for the year, I've read 37 off of my physical TBR, and in just this last quarter, the last 3 months, I read 28 of those. So I was kind of surprised that I only read 9 of my physical books from January to March, but you know, I'm just super proud of myself for having read 28 this quarter, and hopefully this next quarter I can read even more than that. That's my goal, to read even more. I'll definitely be under 100 then. So this is my reading journal, one of my reading journals. I had to get a second one, and I got a little bit more of a plain one that was a bit cheaper because I was reading so much. In this though, I made this little romance trope chart, and I filled these 3 out from January to March. So I haven't actually filled out another one of these tropes in the last 3 months for the second quarter. I still need to fill out a love triangle, enemies to lovers, cowboy, amnesia, marriage of convenience, and then best friend siblings. So I do need to get on that. I love my reading journal, guys. This is one of my favorite charts in the whole journal, and I don't know why, but I just get to like fill in the little bubbles. Isn't that so cool? I don't know why, but that's one of my favorite charts. But yeah, and then I do have like recommended to me by friends like I know, and out of that list, I think I started with, let's see. So out of that list, I started with a total of 12 books, and I have actually I've read 8 of those books. So I only have 4 more to read this year, like recommended from friends. And 2 of those are in my book club, my best friend's book club. So I'm doing pretty good at that too. I didn't quite get, I wanted to do like 12 recommendations from 12 different friends because I'd done that the year before and really enjoyed it. But I didn't quite get that total. A few of them were double recommendations by a couple of my friends. And I think one was from my husband. So it's just a little bit of a modge podge, but I have almost read all of those. And then I have went over my favorite book of the year so far, which I know I said I wasn't going to go much into books and just stats, but I do kind of want to just highlight that Love and Other Goals by Tracy Bach is a college soccer romance with faith elements, girl groups. He falls first, and it has been my favorite book of the year so far. And I found this in June, so I did find it this quarter. Oh, I guess I could say favorite book of the quarter. And then probably my least favorite book of the quarter. Ooh, that's a good question. I think it would probably be The Best of Me by Nicholas Sparks, or at least one of my biggest disappointments of the quarter. This book just did not hit it for me. It had a cheating trope. The way it ended, there was a lot of things that I did not settle well with me at all in this book. So that would definitely probably be one of my least favorites and most disappointing of the quarter. All right, guys, and going forward, I want to keep all of these same like goals and stuff that I've been talking about. I do want to continue to read at least, one Christian nonfiction a month at a minimum, and I want to continue to read off my physical TBR. I think that one is a little bit more of a priority for me now coming up to the second half of the year. I have been reading a lot of ebooks and some audiobooks, and I do have to read a couple of those for videos and stuff like that. But aside from that, I'm really wanting to focus on like getting down my TBR, and also being a bit more consistent with my chopper knot videos, because that helps me a lot with getting down my TBR. Besides that, I want to just keep staying pretty consistent on here like I've been doing. I've been doing a pretty good job. July and August are going to be a little bit crazy busy for me, so hopefully I can stay to all of my schedules. But yeah, I think those are like the big things. I want to finish up those romance tropes. So if you know any of the tropes that I said that are clean, closed door, I prefer no spice romance. So if you know any that fits those tropes that are no spice, do leave them in the comments below. I'd love to check them out so that I can fill those prompts. But yeah, guys, that is my little quarterly 2 statistics. Little bit of a rundown of some of my goals, how I'm doing here halfway through the year. I'd love to hear what some of your goals are for the second half of the year, like if anything has changed for you or just what's something you've been focusing on this year. Let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it, and I'd love to chat with you about it. Thank you guys so much for coming along and hearing my thoughts. I appreciate you guys so much, and thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you guys in my next video. All right, guys, bye.